Okay, this is how I measured the rake angle. I measured the rake angle of the old Toro reel and this one, which is a newer one. This new one is an Edge series. The new one has a rake angle of 15. The old one has a rake angle of 12. And I checked 3 blades on each reel, and they're all the same on each reel of each of the 3 blades that I checked on the old reel. They were all 12 degrees, and each of these 3 blades that I marked with a white paint, they're all 15 degrees. So the way that I did this is I set my planer gauge, this thing right here, to half of the diameter of the reel. The reel is 5.060, or pretty within a few thou of that. So I set the height of this planer gauge to half of that, which would be 2.530, and I rolled the reel so that the end of the leading end of this blade is touching. So that means that that tip of that blade is level with the axis of the reel. Then I attached the protractor to the height gauge, and I slide the protractor in and out and up and down, and I change the angle until the top of that blade is, I eyeball against the back of this reel blade. I'm talking about the top of this protractor blade here, and I can eyeball it against the bottom of this reel blade. And when I move it, you can see here, maybe, that it's showing 15 degrees. Now if I move this to, let's say, 12 degrees, that would be this way. Oh, you'll have to take my word for it that I'm moving this to, let's see, 12 degrees right now. Alright, I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to move this whole thing up, and it may be hard to pick up on camera, but it's pretty easy to see in person that there's a big gap over on this end, and there's not over here. 3 degrees is very easy to see. So I'm going to drop this back down a little bit, and then move this back to 15 degrees. And then I'm going to use, this time I'm going to use the fine adjustment for the height gauge to raise it up slowly. And you can see when eyeballing it, it matches. So I'm very confident that these newer Edge series reels have a rake angle of 15 degrees, whereas the older ones had a rake angle of 12 degrees.